Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital Dominic Zamprogna details time away from soap. General Hospital star Dominic Zamprogna is detailing his time away from the soap and why he had to leave. More so, he is sharing why it was vital he took some time off and how he fared as a non-soap star. Keep reading for more details on what he was up to. When Dominic Zamprogna burst onto the soap scene in 2009 as Dante Falconeri on General Hospital, he made quite a splash. He turned out to be the son of iconic Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Benard, who had already been an established and beloved character. Throughout the years, Dominic landed 2 Primetime Emmy Award nominations before he exited in 2018. Viewers were not happy that he opted to leave, but he still made appearances. Eventually, Dominic came back to the show and garnered 2 more Primetime Emmy Award nominations as well as fan excitement. When Steve Burton made his grand return as Jason Morgan in March 2024, Dominic's character was nearly a casualty as Dante was shot. Sonny was the initial target, but Dante was the one who took the bullet. That became a major storyline as well as where Jason had been. Yet, speaking of being away, Dominic shared that his time on hiatus from the soap helped him a lot. According to Soaps, he shared he wanted to branch out into the acting world. "I came here with this job and didn't know any casting people. I was almost 40 and I was like, okay, worst case scenario. The show gets canceled tomorrow. I haven't done my due diligence in this town to make sure people know me." Dominic Zamprogna wanted to see what else was out there, but he quickly realized his downfall in the acting world, mainly in Hollywood. "I'm a terrible networker, but the one thing you have to do is audition, and for the longest time here, it wasn't really possible to do other projects. But in 2018, Frank Valentini, executive producer, let me go out and do the show in Calgary, and I had actually screen tested the 2 previous years for other pilots. I realized that's really the only exposure I've had to other casting directors down here. I should really kind of get out there. So I did." Getting out in the acting world helped him scratch the itch he had, but there was much more to it than just that. Taking a break from General Hospital was also great for Dominic's mental health. "I call it kind of a mental health break because I've never been in the same place for this long, playing the same character." Mental health is huge on the soap as Maurice Benard is an advocate after dealing with bipolar disorder. Kirsten Storms deals with it as well, and Benard has his own YouTube show, State of Mind. There, he features co-stars discussing mental health issues. Aside from breaking away from the character of Dante, Dominic Zamprogna also feels that he learned a lot from his time off. Yes, it was a great mental health break, and he got to see what life was like away from General Hospital, but there was even more. He met many casting directors and feels that he got his hustle back. Now, Dominic has multiple projects going at one time. He attributes the time away to getting him back into hustler mode. However, he is very happy that he has come home to Port Charles. "I legitimately miss my friends that I've made here. Even when you have a bad day, as everyone does, you're surrounded by people that you care about and that care about you, and I miss being part of a team. And so when I had kind of accomplished what I wanted to accomplish, I was grateful they wanted me to come back." Dominic Zamprogna leaned back in his chair, the afternoon sunlight filtering through the blinds of his modest Los Angeles apartment. It had been a whirlwind of a year since he decided to step away from the iconic role of Dante Falconeri on General Hospital, a character he had portrayed with passion and dedication for nearly a decade. As he sipped his coffee, memories of his time on the soap opera flooded his mind. The camaraderie with the cast and crew, the intense shooting schedules, the emotional highs and lows of this character's storyline. All of it had shaped his life in ways he hadn't fully appreciated until now. "I needed a break," he mused aloud, almost as if trying to convince himself more than anyone else. The decision to leave had been a tough one, not just professionally but personally. General Hospital wasn't just a job, it was a family, a routine, a constant in his life for so long. His departure had sparked curiosity and speculation among fans and industry insiders alike. Why leave such a successful role? Was there tension on set? Did he have other career aspirations? It wasn't about any drama or conflict. Dominic clarified, recalling the interviews where he had to carefully navigate his words. It was about growth, about challenging myself in different ways. And challenge himself he did. The months following his departure had been a blur of auditions, meetings, and self-discovery. He had taken on a few guest roles on other shows, exploring characters vastly different from Dante Falconeri, a detective with a troubled past and a moral compass that sometimes wavered. It was liberating in a way, he admitted with a wry-smile, to shed Dante's skin and try on someone else's for a change. But it wasn't all about work. During his hiatus, Dominic had also indulged in his other passions, spending more time with his family, hiking in the hills near his home, even dabbling in painting, a hobby he had neglected for years. I rediscovered parts of myself that got buried under the demands of a daily soap opera schedule, he reflected. There's something about stepping away from the spotlight that lets you see things more clearly. Of course, stepping away from the spotlight didn't mean disappearing entirely. Fans still recognized him on the streets, at coffee shops, and in grocery stores. The occasional selfie request or word of encouragement always reminded him of the impact his work had on people's lives. I'm grateful for the fans, he said sincerely. Their support has been incredible even when I'm not on their screens every weekday afternoon. As he talked about his time away, it became clear that Dominic Zamprogna wasn't just an actor on a popular soap opera. He was a person navigating the ebbs and flows of a demanding industry, striving to find balance between career and personal fulfillment. I think every actor reaches a point where they need to reassess, he explained thoughtfully, where they need to ask themselves, is this still fulfilling me? Am I still growing? For Dominic, the answer had been a resounding yes, but with a twist. Growth, he had discovered, wasn't always about climbing higher or achieving more. Sometimes it was about stepping aside, taking a breath, and allowing new experiences to shape who you were becoming. I'm not done with acting, he assured, anticipating the inevitable question. But I needed this time to recalibrate, to challenge myself in different ways. And challenge himself he had. From auditioning for indie films to exploring voice acting for animated series, Dominic had embraced the diversity of roles and opportunities that came his way during his hiatus. It's about versatility, he noted, gesturing animatedly. As an actor, you want to show your range, your ability to transform into different characters. As the sun dipped lower in the sky, casting long shadows across the room, Dominic Zamprogna reflected on the journey that had brought him to this moment. Leaving General Hospital had been a leap of faith, a leap into the unknown, but one that had ultimately led him closer to himself. I've learned that change is necessary for growth, he concluded, his voice steady with conviction, and that sometimes the best decisions are the hardest ones to make. With those words hanging in the air, Dominic Zamprogna leaned forward, his coffee mug now empty. The future was uncertain, as it always was in the unpredictable world of entertainment. But one thing was clear. Dominic Zamprogna was ready for whatever came next, armed with a renewed sense of purpose and a deep appreciation for the journey that had brought him here.